Okay, I think we're ready to get started. And Beverly, I want to thank you for inviting us here to your home this evening. And let's just all get a little bit better acquainted, because I know that some of you brought friends and some of you know Beverly. So Beverly, we're going to start with you. I'd like for you to tell everybody who you are and what you do for a living, if you work inside your home or outside your home, and if you have a family, and if you've ever used Mary Kay before.
My name is Beverly Davies. I work at WKYT here in Lexington. I have one child, but he's grown and gone, and I have used Mary Kay for 12 years.
Yay! Well, great, great. And you're going to be our hostess this evening, and I know that you've picked out some of our glamour items that you're going to want to win tonight, and of course that'll be based on what everybody buys. And it's also based on bookings, and Beverly's been working real hard and getting some outside orders to up her class total. So I appreciate you, Beverly, and I'm looking forward to a good class. And who do we have here?
And I'm Liz Jo Hamilton.
Oh, honey, where are you from? With a name like Linda Jo, you must be
Betty Jo. Betty Jo.
So where are you from?
Williamsburg.
Williamsburg?
Williamsburg.
Okay, and what do you do?
I don't do.
Okay. I like that. I like that. So you're just like semi-retired.
Yeah, let's
And
not use that word though.
Well, semi on vacation?
That's good.
And do you have a family?
Oh yeah, I have 3 children.
Are
I'm
they
a grandmother.
a grandmother?
Yes, and I use a little bit of Mary Kay starting yesterday.
Okay, okay. But obviously you've taken very good care of your skin and you love cosmetics.
Oh yeah, I did.
Okay, well, I'm anxious to see what you think tonight when we get done. All right. And who do we have here?
Melinda Marshall.
And Melinda, tell me about yourself.
I'm a computer programmer for the WCM.
Okay.
I've never used Mary Kay product.
Okay. And do you have a family?
A little boy, 8.
And I just heard you saying a few minutes ago that you thought you was going to get laid off.
Yes.
Okay, well, that's interesting. All right, well, I'll be excited to see what you think this evening, having never used the product. And who do we have over here?
I'm Linda May. I'm married. I have 2 children. And I work inside my home. I babysit. And I've tried Mary Kay once before,
Okay, and how many years ago has that been?
about 5 years ago.
Okay, do you have a consultant right now that services you?
No, I do not.
Okay. Well, we always ask those questions because we have no territories in our company, and it's very important that we do not take other people's customers. So if you had a consultant, I would sell to you tonight to help our hostess, but I would not be calling on you on a regular basis or putting you on our mailing list. Okay? Well, my name is Linda Chestnut Toupin, and I'm real excited about being here this evening and about what's going to happen to you this evening. We're going to start out by using a skincare program that I will refer to all evening long as the basic. Now, my program is divided into 3 parts. Basic skincare education, which will be the majority of my program, because I think it's much more important that we learn how to take care of our skin in the beginning, and then at our 2nd and 3rd appointments we can work on our glamour. But the second portion of my program this evening will be in basic glamour. You will leave here tonight with a blusher, some shadow, some lip color, some powder, but advanced glamour techniques will be taught to you at our 2nd appointment called your checkup appointment. If tonight, after the program is over, you do decide to be a basic skincare customer, I will want to see you again in 2 weeks for your checkup appointment, because the questions on your card that you answered a few minutes ago tell me a little bit about your skin. But if you answer one of those questions incorrectly, it can throw you into the wrong formula. And I'll know that in a couple of weeks because your skin will be too dry or too oily, or you'll not be pleased with some portion of it. So I want to see you again in a couple of weeks for your checkup appointment. Now, you'll also notice that all the bottles have my Go label on them. In Mary Kay, this is not just a hobby for me. This is my business, and I want to be your consultant, and I want you to be my customer for the rest of your life. I made a commitment when I joined this company to be a professional at it, and so I want to give you the very best customer service that's possible. And you're going to enjoy being my customer because you get a lot of perks. First of all, you never have to wait on your products. Tonight, anything that you want, I've got it here with me. You'll get to use it tomorrow, and you'll have it there in the morning to create the look that we create tonight. But also, if you run out of something, all you have to do is pick up the phone, give me a call, and I'll have the product to you in 24 hours. I'll either mail it to you free of charge, or I'll drop it by your home, whichever. So you're going to enjoy that. Also, you're going to get a mailing from me about every 3 months. It's a program that we in Mary Kay call Direct Support. You'll get a brochure with whatever's current, a new fall line, a new spring line, a new Christmas line, and there'll be a gift offer. Buy so much, get so much free. And my secretary usually does all my calling for me. Her name is Karen. So she'll just give you a call and find out if everything's working, and then find out if there's anything new that you're interested in. But some other perks that you can expect from me, being your Mary Kay consultant, is being invited to a lot of neat things. We have events in our unit called photo shoots, where you can come for $10 and get a 5x7 and 4 wallet. We do an hour and a half of glamour with you. We have hairdressers there that touch you up for $3. And it's just a whole lot of fun. And those are real big events that we do a couple of times a year. Plus, we do hostess contests, and we do fashion shows. So there's a lot of neat things about being a Mary Kay customer. If you choose to be one tonight, we'll have a very close relationship. And you know, all our products are guaranteed. If you take this product home tonight and a month later you decide, this isn't working for me, I'm not pleased with it, I don't like the color, I don't like the results, then please do not keep it and not tell me, because that's the greatest insult that you can do me. I want you to be my walking advertisements. I want people to stop you and say, what's that lipstick? Or, you know, who does your face? I mean, it's wonderful. You know, I want you to be the walking advertisement. So that's how Mary Kay got to where she is today. So please, pick up the phone and say, Linda, you know, something's not right. And I'll be happy to run over, adjust the formulations at no cost to you. It doesn't matter if you've used out of the bottle. You can have it 3/4 gone. It doesn't matter, because it doesn't cost me anything. I send the product back to the company sends me a brand new product, and I'm happy, and you're telling your friends about Mary Kay, okay? Now, I want you to look around the table, and I want you to notice that there are only 4 of you. We don't do parties, and we don't do shows, because I'm not here to party, and I'm not here to show. This is called a skincare class, and I also do glamour classes and nail care classes. And you're limited at your class to no more than 6 people. So I want you to look around the table and think all during the evening of the 2 or 3 women that you know that might enjoy coming to something like this. You know, there's a lot of women out there who don't wear makeup because A, they don't know how, no one's ever taught them, or they were intimidated by the counter, which can be very intimidating. Or maybe they love makeup and would just love to come and experiment, or you may know someone with dry skin or oily skin or problem skin, and maybe she just needs a good skincare program. And I do a lot of mother-daughter classes, because you know how daughters are. They don't listen to their mothers, but a stranger can come in and say the exact same thing and it all works out. So these are women I want you to think about all during the program, because these are women that you can invite to your class, and that will also help Beverly earn her products tonight by giving her the extra bookings. Okay? Now, this lady here is Mary Kay. Have you all ever seen her on TV or read anything about her? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. I believe you two might have heard something about her once or twice. Well, I just came back from a trip that I earned through our company. It's the second trip that I've been on to Europe that was paid for by Mary Kay, and I got to spend a lot of time with her. And this lady, a lot of people ask how old she is. She is, I can tell you, she is getting very close to 80, if she isn't already 80. And I can tell you that she looks very much like this. She is short. That's just the hardest thing for me to get used to, because Mary Kay is so big in my mind. But she's a wonderful woman. And the way she came about creating all this was pretty much how we as women live on a daily basis. She was out there in the real world in the 40s and 50s working. She was in sales. And she woke up one morning and realized that she was never going to make what men make. It didn't happen back then. And unfortunately, ladies, in 1992, that is also the case. That, you know, sometimes there's a glass ceiling there that we're not allowed to progress as well as men. And so she saw that inside of us was an enormous amount of potential. And she wanted to create an opportunity for women that would allow them to use that potential. So she created a marketing plan. And she also created into this company that women should be allowed to put God first, their family second, and career third. And when you put things in that order, it all falls into place, and it'll all work for you. And a lot of my training with my consultants is just that, helping them to manage their time and prioritize their lives so that they don't have to sacrifice their husband and their kids for financial success and a career. So she is a truly remarkable lady that I have the utmost respect for. And I want to tell you just real briefly here about myself, how I came to be here tonight, because I know when I was younger, in high school, and even in college, I never dreamed in a million years that I would be in sales. Growing up in southeastern Kentucky on a dairy farm, the only people we knew in sales sold cars and insurance, and those are high-pressure, aggressive industries, and they were mainly male-dominated, and so it never occurred to me that I would want to be in sales. So I went to Eastern and got my degree in home economics education, and I met my ex-husband, and he brought me to southern Indiana, where I live right now, and I started teaching, and I taught grades 6 through 12 home economics in a small rural school, and I loved it. It was wonderful, because being a 4-H'er, I always wanted to teach, and I loved being up in front, and so I thought, well, that would be something good that I could do with my life. Well, a lot of things happened. I was divorced and living by myself, trying to make it on a teacher's salary, realizing that if I continued in that field, I would just pay the bills. I would work each week, and I would come home, and I'd write out the bills, and then I'd go to work the next week, and there was never going to be a change in my life. So I started waiting tables at night for extra money, and that's where I met my now husband, waiting tables. But it was during this time period in my life that I asked a lady from Mary Kay to come to my classroom. Because each year, my 9th grade students, I would do a unit on good grooming. And I just got in the phone book one day, and I had Estee Lauder one year, and I had Clinique one year, and so I thought, well, I'll try Mary Kay. Well, this lady walked into my classroom, and she was everything that was the opposite of what I thought you had to be like. She was warm, she was friendly, she was nice, she was professional. Now, see, I had like this little bad image of door-to-door direct selling, and I never had parties in my home. I just thought that was just not real cool. And so I had a real negative image about all of this, but she changed all that because she was so different. And she gave me Mary Kay's autobiography, which I have with me tonight. And if you would like just to read an inspirational book about being a woman, I encourage you to read it. It's a wonderful, wonderful book. Well, to make a very long story short, I went to a meeting with her. I fell in love with the women, because in my occupation, all I heard every day was moan, groan, complain, whine, and gang, I got bad news for you. You eventually become like the 5 people you are around. Now, I knew I did not want to be like those people, but I wasn't real clear on what exactly I was supposed to do other than to stay out of the teacher's lounge, which I did. But anyway, I just fell in love with these women. They were excited. They had goals. They were winning things. They were winning ribbons. Do you know how long it had been since somebody had told me I did a great job? And I thought, no, I could do this. Now, I didn't know anything about this product. I didn't have a clue as to what I was going to be selling, but I loved the enthusiasm, and I loved the opportunity. And so I gave up my waiting table job, and I started Mary Kay 2 nights a week. And I did that for 4 years. At the end of the first year and a half, I'd become a director and started winning cars. And before I left teaching, I was in my 3rd car, which was a pink car. And I was still doing Mary Kay part-time. Now I'm talking 10 to 15 hours a week. Well, the rest is kind of history. My husband and I got married, and we have a son who's 6 and a daughter who's 3. And when my son was born was when I left teaching. And that was very difficult because my husband was unemployed at the time, and you know, even though I loved my Mary Kay more than teaching, that security feeling came in, and I thought, you know, but I knew I had to make a choice at that time, and so that's what we did. And I absolutely love this business. I think everybody should do this business because it allows you the freedom to be who you are. You don't have a boss, you don't have quotas, you don't have territories, and you get to have fun and be yourself and use all your creative energy. And all that stuff you've heard about Mary Kay, it's true. The diamonds, the cars, the trips. And on this trip I just got back from, the last evening was, I can't even describe it to you, the way you're treated. We were in a castle that kings and queens had eaten at, with more silver on my tray than I knew even what to do with. I mean, it went in every direction. And everybody was in their sequins, and they made you feel so unbelievably wonderful. And I sat there at one point, and I broke into tears, and I thought, if that woman had not come to my classroom, I would have never known this. I would have never known how to raise my kids in my home and be a home mom. I would have never known that feeling of success if that woman hadn't come into my life. So the purpose of this little story that I just told you is I want you to watch me this evening. And I don't know what you want from your life. You may be the happiest person on this earth. You're one of few, but if you are, that's great. But for some women, this is an opportunity to build self-esteem. For some women, this is just a chance to have some fun and win some ribbons. For some people, it's extra money, you know, $20, $30, $50, $100 a week. And I can teach you how to make $50 a week, or I can teach you how to make $50,000 and $100,000 a year. It's really up to you. So I want you to watch me, and if you think you'd like to learn about what I do, then talk to me after the program is over. Now, let's talk just a little bit. I think it's always fun for me to tell you how these products were found. When Mary Kay decided to start this company, she just didn't wake up one morning and think, I'm going to sell cosmetics now. She had this marketing plan, but she didn't have a product. Well, it just so happened that 10 years prior to this decision, she had had a Stanley party in a lady's home. And when she walked into the lady's home, everyone looked wonderful. She thought it was the lighting in the home. But it come to find out that this woman was selling a product that her grandfather had invented. He was a hide tanner. And as you know, a hide tanner is a person who takes a cow hide or a horse hide that has large pores, it's rough, it's dry. And one day, as he was soaking these hides, turning them into soft leather, he noticed that his hands looked so much smoother than the rest of his body. So he started experimenting with this formulation, and when he died at 73, he was said to have very smooth, unblemished skin and look many years younger. Well, the granddaughter was marketing this, selling it in mason jars, cooking it on a stove, and this was like before FDA, you know what I mean? And Mary Kay walked in, and she wanted this stuff, and so she started using it, and she loved it. And when she invented this marketing plan, or put the marketing plan together, she went back to that woman and offered her $5,000 for the formulation, and that's how she started. And of course, everything's very different now. That was for very dry skin. It was a very heavy product. Now all our products are tested for sensitive skin. They're allergy tested. They're fragrance-free for the most part. And we have different formulations for different skin. But I think it's always fun to know how something that evolved or came about. So it's come a long way. It's been 30 years. Now, we're ready to get to work and look at your cards. So I would like everybody to lift up the white copy, and I want you to add up the numbers that are inside your boxes. You'll add the numbers that are inside the boxes that you have checked, ignoring the numbers to the side, and put your score at the bottom for me. Okay, combination. All right, well, you've checked Formula 2 products, so you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. See, your score is right here between normal and combination,
Okay.
so I think you're going to be cool.
Okay.
Okay, and Beverly, you have an 8. So
But I'm not normal. I don't know how I got normal. I'm not Emma Linda. I think what I did here was this right here. Because I was thinking after I had my makeup on, that's not
you
right.
know, and that's true. If you use a product,
7.
you think,
Do you add those numbers too?
no,
Okay,
no.
okay.
Okay, so you're dry. Okay.
Okay.
Now, Melinda,
Oily.
you're on the other end of the scale. Okay, you're a 19. Oily all over, just through the T-zone, or everywhere? Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Okay. And Linda, what about you? Straight Formula 2?
Okay.
Combination? Okay, good girl. Good girl. All right. Now, what we're going to use that's going to correspond with those 5 steps are these 5 products. This is what I was telling you about earlier. This is called the basic. And these 5 products work right along with those 5 questions. Cleanser, mask for retexturing, freshener, moisturizer, and your protection step, which is our foundation. Now, I want to tell you guys and warn you up front, I don't break my basic. Because, see, we as women, we're hodgepodgers. We buy this brand here, that brand there. People give us stuff, they mail us stuff. We have all this stuff at home, and it's made by a zillion different people. And, gang, you're doing yourself an injustice by doing that. If you don't care for Mary Kay at the end of the evening, just go, okay, still love you, but go out and get somebody's line and use the whole line. And quit mixing all this stuff up. If you put Estee Lauder's thing here and Lancome's thing here and Maybelline's thing here and you use this and this and this, I can't guarantee that's going to work. You may even have a reaction from the ingredients not mixing properly on the skin. But not that there's anything wrong with those brands, there isn't. But if you're not going to use the whole thing, then you're wasting your money. If I send you home tonight with a moisturizer, if I send you home tonight with a moisturizer, then I've just taken your money. You can just go down here to Walmart or Kmart or somewhere and get something, and it'll work just as well. Okay? Now, keep in mind that after we use the basic, and if you decide to start with the basic tonight, I'm going to want to see you again in a couple of weeks for your check-em-up appointment, because I'm going to want to make sure that it's working, that you're pleased with it, you're happy with it, and at that time we can work on your glamour. All right? Now this little lady's face is on the next few pages, and she keeps getting smaller, so you best look real careful now because it's harder to see as we go along. But as we go through the whole program, I want you to keep these steps in mind. The throat ages first. It has the fewest oil glands, so we can always see a woman's age in her throat. So whenever you're cleansing, masking, freshening, moisturizing, or using a nighttime product, always remember that your throat is part of your face. So you'll want to use the product there. Now tonight, since you have your blouses on or your jackets on and your jewelry, you may not want to go that far down with your product, but at home in your bathroom you would. Now, men have a tendency to stay much firmer underneath their chin than women do because they do something every day we don't do. They shave. And when you shave, the simple act of shaving keeps those muscles nice and firm and tight. So when you wash your face at home, always remember to lift the chin and keep those muscles firm. Now you'll notice that all the little arrows on our face are moving up and out. This is the direction in which we move to apply our products and to wash our face. Gravity pulls our face down all the time, and it's one of the factors that contributes to aging. So you want to fight gravity every day by working in the opposite direction, moving upwards and outwards. Now you'll also notice that the arrows under the eyes are moving in. This is the direction in which the grain of the muscle lies. So you want to work with the grain of the muscle in this direction. Keep in mind that the tissue around your eyes is only 1/4 as thick as the skin on your face. This is just like crepe paper. It's very, very thin, and if you stretch it out, it's just like crepe paper. It doesn't go back. It loses its elasticity. So when you work around your eyes, you use your pinky or your ring finger, and you learn to press your products, stippling them and never scrubbing or rubbing on the eyes, even with remove your eye makeup, okay? So you got all this memorized? Up, out, in, lift. Okay, we're going to start first with your cleanser, and you're going to use your cleanser twice a day. Once in the morning to wash off any dead cells that have accumulated there over the course of the night, and it helps your makeup last longer during the day because you've applied your makeup to nice fresh skin. And then you're going to use your product again at night, because you never should sleep in your makeup. Sleeping in your makeup is one of the worst things that you can do for your skin because it grinds it into the pores, you know, just by the act of sleeping on your face and on your pillow, and also into your eyes. Plus you need to be using some of your nighttime products at night for repair. So we want to use our cleanser twice a day, and a bottle this size should last you anywhere from 3 to 4 months on the average customer. That's the thing you're going to like about our products, is how long they last. Now, on your tray, your mirror will come out, and there is a magnifying side and a regular side, and it's much easier to work with your face if you actually take your mirror out and hold it up to the light. You can see a lot better. And I'm going to put a little bit of your cleanser in your tray, and with your finger, I want you to apply it to your skin. And then I'm going to get nice warm washcloths for you to remove it. And I also have eye makeup for those of you who have eye makeup on. There you go. Now with cleanser 3, with your skin type, Melinda, you could use a purifying bar of soap or cleanser 3. We'll use a liquid cleanser tonight, but if you choose, when you buy your basic, you can choose the bar of soap. It's just a personal preference. And I'm going to put some in your tray, but I want you to wait just a second because I'm going to give you a little warm water in a cup, and after you've got it on your face, we're going to mix it with a little warm water and it'll suds. And do you have contacts? Okay. The reason I keep asking you guys about contacts is if you have contacts, the eye makeup remover is not real good until you've had that approved by your ophthalmologist. Okay, now just gently remove that. Just wash your face. That just kind of helps you open the pores up and just relaxes you, you know? Okay, while you all are finishing your makeup, I'm going to go ahead and put on my beauty coat, because we're going to get a little messier here as the program goes on, and it'll kind of protect my clothes a little bit. Okay, now that our face is clean, we're going to do that twice a day. Now, Melinda, about how long did it take you to do that? That little step we just did.
30 seconds.
30 seconds, a minute. You know, we've been here 20 or 30 minutes talking about all this stuff, and I don't want anybody to start thinking, oh my goodness, you know, I don't have time to do all these steps. The step process of the basic takes about 2.5, 3 minutes on a daily basis to do, except for mask day. So I just want you to kind of keep that in mind as we go through. Now, twice a week, we're going to mask. Now, this is not something you're going to do on a regular basis. It's only every, about every third day. But you want to pick 2 days that you can remember to do it, because probably the most common thing that I see my customers doing is they forget those 2 days a week. And this is 90% of your program. If you leave out this step, you're losing 90% of the benefits. Basically, what the mask does, it goes in and deep cleans, pulls out blackheads, whiteheads, impurities, dead skin cells, and makes your makeup last longer and look fresher. And a lot of women, they like to use their mask a couple, 3 times a week if it's that particular time of the month where they may have a breakout. So I'll usually use it an extra time during that particular time of the month. So keep those things in mind, and if you start having trouble with your makeup looking good, your blusher's just not going on right anymore, those kind of things, I can promise you, you're not masking. Now, when you apply your mask, it's going to look like this little lady here in the picture. You're going to leave big circles around your eyes. You don't want to put it on that delicate tissue. You don't want to put it on your lips. Now, if you... like a cocoon, a raccoon, right. And you, at night, I would take it down my throat, okay? Let's see what formulation everybody needs. 2. Beverly, what does yours say? Look at the numbers beside the boxes now. 2.
Oh, 1.
You're a 1, you're a 2. Okay. Okay, mask 1 is pink in the bottle, but it's clear on your skin. It's a moisture mask and it doesn't dry, but you'll feel the little granulars in there that help remove the dead skin cells. And if you're in a hurry and you don't really have time for the mask to dry, you're going to have the cleanest face in town. You can actually scrub with your mask, providing you don't have a breakout problem. Now, your mask is slightly green. Congratulations.
Is it green?
No, the one I use, I actually use this Formula 3, which is, it like freezes your face solid and you're just like stiff, but this one won't do that. You'll feel it tighten a little bit. You need tight. Okay. There you go, my dear. And Linda, are you a mask? A mask 1. While the mask is drying, you have a couple of choices at your skincare class. You can present other product lines, such as fragrances. You can pass the different fragrances around. This is always good during the holiday season to increase your fragrance sales. Or you might present some of your skin supplements. But I usually, just to simply save time, I usually just have them wash their mask off immediately and only use it as a scrub. That way it shortens your class by at least 8 to 10 minutes. And it depends on how your class is running, and if you need to cut your class down in size, this is a good place to cut it. But keep in mind that you do have other options here, and you're more than welcome to talk to me or other consultants about some of the things that they do during this portion of their presentation. Now, that's what we're going to do twice a week. We're going to use our mask. And I would usually just, again, pick 2 nights, like a Wednesday and a Sunday night, sometime that you can put into your schedule. When my children were small and I had to be in the bathroom with them at night for their bath, that was my night to mask. Before I had children, I would put my mask on before I got in the shower. And then when I was in the shower, I just flushed my mask off then. So make it part of your regimen, and I think you'll be real pleased with this result. Now, on a daily basis, though, we're going to go straight from our cleanser to a freshener. And for our freshener, you're going to use your cotton pad that's on your tray. Make sure that you're always using cotton and not the imitation products, because they can sometimes be very harsh to the skin. And the freshener has 2 major functions. One is to close and tighten the pores. Nothing I can do can change the shape of your pores. However, by cleansing and masking the skin, we've cleaned the pores out, and now we're going to tighten them and firm them by using the freshener. The other thing the freshener will do is adjust your pH back to its normal balance. When we cleanse and when we mask, we change the pH of your skin. And if we skip this step, many times your foundation can end up changing colors on you. So we want to make sure that we include this step. And in the summertime, a lot of times I'll put this in the refrigerator because it just feels so nice and fresh and cool on your face. And you want to use this again twice a day, once in the morning and once at night. Again, I would like for you to look at your cards, and out beside your SF, you'll have a number. And I just need for you to tell me what your number is. Okay, blemish control toner is a very powerful product. It's for folks who have a lot of breakout and also have very oily skin. It's a salicylic acid, and you should not use it if you're pregnant or if you're nursing. Now, I need to ask you if you are not pregnant or nursing, but if you feel like your skin warrants that strong of a product. The fourth step in your basic skincare program is your moisturizer. Now, this is a daytime step because at night we're going to use a nighttime product, either moisture renewal or nighttime recovery, based on how you answered question number 7. But today we're going to learn how to use our moisturizer. The basic function of a moisturizer is to seal moisture into your skin, retain the natural moisture level. Now, some of you need extra moisture if your skin is dry. Someone like Melinda, who is oily, they still need their skin to remain soft, but your moisturizer will actually take the oil out. It has polymers in it that works like little microscopic sponges that actually take the oil out to help you from getting shiny during the day. So each one of you will have your own formulation, and Melinda, with yours being Formula 3, you're going to notice that it feels a lot like talcum powder on your skin and very, very soft, and you'll want to put it on your throat as well. And Linda Jo, yours is Formula 2. Yours is a very light lotion. It's not going to add a lot of oil, just a small amount for the areas that you're dry. And then Linda, are you a Formula 1? Formula 2. And then Beverly, you're a Formula 1 because it's going to add the extra moisture that you need. Now, your fifth and final step, by the way, I don't think I told you guys, because of my teaching background, I always give you a test here about midway through the program to make sure that you guys were listening, okay? So I just want to prepare you for that. The fifth and final step is your foundation. Your foundation is actually a protection step. It's not a cover-up. A long time ago, we thought of foundations as a cover-up, a camouflage. But foundations are healthy now for your skin. You always want to look for the words non-comedogenic, which means they do not clog the pores. And all our foundations, including our Glamour, is non-comedogenic. So that's a very important term to know. But it also protects the skin from the environment. And you'll notice that your skin does better, even if you're home during the day, that you wear your foundation just by itself, even if you don't do a full face of Glamour. Now, based on your card, if you checked you were a DR1, you'll use a compact foundation, a cream foundation for dry skin. If you are a DR2, Day Radiance Formula 2, you're going to use a liquid water-based foundation, but water-based does not mean it's oil-free. It just means it's water-based. It has a small amount of oil. And then we have an oil-free foundation that is totally oil-free for those of you with oily skin. I want to tell you a little bit about our Touch-On Concealer. We're going to use this under your makeup, but you also can use it on top of your makeup. It has a wand applicator, and it's waterproof. And you'll like the way it goes on. And basically what we want to do with it in the beginning is I'm going to give you just a small amount, and I want you to press it in the eye area right through here where we tend to be a little dark, or we may have some veins that show through. And then we tend to be a little dark also around our nose. And then I want you to also put it through your smile, because we want to brighten this whole area of the face. Because we're now going to start to work with the illusion that Glamour gives us, which is to take people's attention away from those things that we do not wish them to see or to notice. So we're going to brighten and lighten this entire area of the face, and we're going to do that with the Touch-On Concealer. So the first product that I give you will be a Touch-On Concealer, and I want you to do that for me first. Now, you really do not need to worry about how well blended this is, because the foundation is going to go over it, and then we'll blend at that particular point. Now, I'm going to bring you a light, and Beverly, I'm going to give you a light. Okay, go ahead and pat that in. No. I'm going to brighten you, dear. Light on you. And then I'm going to use a medium on you, Linda. There you go. Now what we're going to do, Melinda, with this oil-free, is it's very easy to go on. They've made a lot of changes now in oil-free foundations. You don't have nearly as much trouble blending them and smoothing them as we once did. I'm going to put have you put a couple of different colors just right along your jaw area. and then we're going to look at those and see which ones you like the best. I'm going to start with a bisque ivory. In your current foundation that you're using, is it an ivory or a beige? Ivory. An ivory? Okay, I want you to take that, and you'll just put it right here for me. Okay, blend it for me just a little bit more. Okay, and let's put a creamy. Just wipe this finger off. Let's do a creamy all along the chin. Let's put a little bit more on to get a better feel. Just turn your face to the light just a second there. Okay, you want to blend this out for me just a little bit more? Put a little bit more of the bisque ivory on over here, Susan. Okay, now hold the mirror up to the light and look at those and tell me which one that you like the best. Giving you a little bit more color. This one probably more closely matches your skin tone, but this gives you a little bit more depth. Do you have a preference? The bisque? You can take your cotton pad with your freshener on it. What do we do with that? It's in your lap. Take it off your chin. And I'll just put a little bit more bisque here for you. Now you're going to go ahead and apply this all over your face and on top of your concealer. And your sponge is here if you want to blend with that. Now, as you're using your powder with your little brush, you want to just tap the excess off onto your tray before you hit it real hard, because otherwise it'll just go everywhere. Okay. Now, I want you to take your mirrors and hold them up to the light, and I want you to check and make sure at no point you can tell where your makeup begins and ends. It's a mark of professional makeup. You know, no marks whatsoever, no lines. Okay? So it's very, very, very natural. Now, if there's anything on your skin that you're still concerned about showing through, you would go back on with your touch-on concealer and go back on top of it. All right? Now it's time for our test. I promised you a little test a few minutes ago to see how well you're listening, and this concerns our basic because we're finished with your skincare. Of the 5 products that you just finished using, which one would you use tonight when you go home to remove your makeup?
Cleansing cream.
Very good. Give the woman a hand. All right. Woo! Okay. Now, since you've already masked tonight, what product would you use next? Freshener. Very good. Now, do y'all remember what the freshener does? Okay. Tightens the pores and adjusts your pH. All right. Now, how often do you mask?
2 to 3 times a week.
All right. And what does it do?
Get rid of my dead cells.
Pulls out blackheads, whiteheads, impurities. And I said all moisturizers have one basic function. Do you remember? Okay, and to seal in moisture. Very good. And the last step is, you know it as foundation, but we call it a step in the line that does something good for your skin. What's it called? Stay Radiance, and it protects. Very good. Now, why will I only sell those 5 products as a set? Right, and your face falls off, and then you're really unhappy. Okay? And then when will I see you again if you decide to start with the basic tonight? And why do I want to see you again in 2 weeks? Okay, and we will also spend more time on glamour. Because we're only going to spend about the next 20 to 30 minutes on your glamour portions. I'm going to give you a basic glamour look that you can wear out this evening. And then when I come back for your checkup appointment, we will do advanced glamour. And one of the first things we will do with advanced glamour is we will work with facial highlighter. It's one of the things that can totally reshape your face and change the way people look at you. So this will be one of the things that you'll get to try at your second facial. It's also very valuable when you're having your picture taken or you're going out for the evening. So this will be something you can look forward to at your second facial. Also at the second facial, we will do more advanced glamour techniques with our blusher and our shadows, and we will get to experiment with more colors. Okay, before we get started into the glamour portion of the class, I'd like for everyone to turn their cards over. And on the back of your profile card near the bottom, it has a place for you to write your foundation shade. And I'd like for everybody to do that for me right now. Beverly, yours was honey beige. Linda Jo, yours was golden bronze. Melinda's disc ivory. And Linda's yours was sunlit beige. And then you'll want to keep that handy because all through this portion, you can write down your blusher and your eyeshadow colors and your lipstick colors, and then I have a record of them, and if you can't get everything you want tonight, then you'll have to give me a call. Now that we're ready to start the glamour portion of the class, I'd like to talk with you just a little bit about color. We do not color analyze in Mary Kay. We're not in the color analysis business, nor do we claim or want to be. If you've had your colors analyzed, that's fine, and you tell me if you're what season you are, I can show you the colors that will work with your season. But Mary Kay's color philosophy is very simple, and it's very easy to understand and very common sense. Perhaps you are like me. I had my colors done about 12 years ago when color analysis first became popular, and after about a year of carrying around that ring of colors and only buying those colors, I got really tired of buying those colors, and I wanted to experiment. And there were times I was a summer, and I wore the bright pinks and blues and violets and all that. There was times I wanted to wear army green or khaki and russets, and I just felt like, you know, they knew more than I did. But when I got into Mary Kay, I was delighted to learn that I could wear either warm or cool, whatever I felt comfortable in, but I did need to adjust my lipstick and my blusher to what I was wearing. To illustrate my point with you, I'd like to show you what a cool or warm color looks like. Warms are colors that have yellow undertones to them. And if you're a person who has yellow undertones in their skin, you do look very nice in these colors. The cool colors are those with the blue or pink undertones to them. And people, again, who have blue or pink in their skin also tend to migrate to those colors. But there are times that we do want to experiment back and forth. And what I will show you tonight is that if you're wearing something that fits into this color family, then we're going to pick a blusher and a lipstick that works with this. Just to make it simple, you're not going to wear a bright pink blusher and a bright pink lipstick with an orange or an apricot or tan outfit. It just is good old common horse sense. And the same holds true for cool. Now, as we're picking your colors, one of the other things that you can look forward to if you decide to be a hostess like Beverly has, one of the things that Beverly will get from me tonight is she is going to be featured in my face-to-face portfolio, and she's going to be one of my Mary Kay models. And we're going to do a before and after picture of her. We've already done her before picture before the class started, and then we're going to do her after picture when she's done. Now, at your class, the first thing I'll do is find your contrast level, and that simply means the difference between your hair color and your skin tone. We all know that when we change our hair color, we end up changing our makeup because it's either too dark or it's too light. And once I've found your contrast level, then all I have to do is determine what look you want. Do you want a career look, a dramatic look, or a daytime natural look? And based on what you tell me, we'll flip over here into the book, and we'll find looks that fit your contrast level. And you'll have the looks already picked out for you. And then if you choose to be my model, we take your before and we take your after and feature you in the book. Okay? So that's something that you can look forward to as being my hostess. Before we get started into the glamour, I'd like to present Beverly with her hostess gift for having the class tonight and inviting us all into your home. Go ahead and open it up. Yeah, you get to open it up. Forward.
Hold forward. Well, thank you.
Now, basically, that gives you another option for storing all your eyeshadows and blushers and pressed powder. And for those of you in the room who do not have one of those can be purchased as well. So those are handy to have on your vanity or in your bathroom. So those are handy to have on your vanity or in your bathroom. Now, let's get down to the serious business of glamour. And the first thing I want to share with you about our glamour is the different choices that you have for holding your products. For example, you can have these little compacts for your purse. The little compacts will hold one blusher, or the compact will also hold 2 shadows and the appropriate brushes. And something like this will run you anywhere from $15 to $17, and that's nice for your purse to carry with you. Or if you'd like, you could go with something a little bit larger where you could put your blusher, 2 shadows, or you could put a pressed powder in there, and it'll also hold your lipstick too. So you've got everything that you need to do a quick touch-up during the day, and it also fits into your purse. And this compact empty runs $10, so it's going to be just a little bit more expensive than those. And then if you like to travel, or you just like to have lots of colors handy, we have our travel compact. And it holds all your eyeshadows, blushers, pencils, lipsticks, etc. in all the little compartments. And this travels very, very well, and you don't have it all over your purse or your luggage. Something like this will run you $15 empty, or a lot of our hostesses choose to work for it. But you know, for your first skincare class, a lot of girls like to work for their basic, and that's how they get started on their basic. But if you want to go ahead and start on your basic and work for your compact, that would be okay too. Now, believe it or not, I even have a few of my customers out here carrying this around in their purse. I will probably just pass out and die the first time that somebody's at a restaurant and they whip that baby out to put on their lipstick on. But that is also one of your choices. Now, we're going to start first with your blusher. Whether you have the little $2 brush or you have our $40 Sable brush set, which I'm going to show you in just a few minutes, you want to wash your brushes out every week at least. And I just use warm soapy water just out of the kitchen, and I'll just lay them in the window to dry, because if your brushes are nice and clean and fluffy, then your product goes on your face better. So you want to keep them clean. And then when you're applying your blush, you want to touch the color to the tip of the brush versus the side of the brush. When you touch it to the side of the brush like that, then you have to use that motion to get it on your skin. And many times we end up with a racing stripe or a clown's cheek. Now tonight, basically I want to teach you how to control your color. And at your checkup appointment, I will work with you on your face shape. Because those of you in the room like Linda who have a very small face, and then if your face is average or full, your blusher technique is going to vary a little bit, but that's something that I share with you at your checkup facial. Tonight, I just want to teach you how to control color and basically get it in the correct area, and then I'll specialize with you at your second facial. So I want you to keep these points in mind. Never bring your blusher any closer to your nose than 2 fingers width. For small faces, we can go 3 fingers, okay? Because everything that we do with glamour should bring attention away from the center of the face. The nose is the heaviest, darkest, most prominent feature on your face, and everything you do with glamour should bring attention away from that. That's why we did the touch-on concealer here, to brighten this area and lighten it. And then what we want to do then is focus our blusher out to the frame of the face. The blusher should lift the face, take age away, and just give a lot of lift and brightness to the face. So 2 fingers width, and then when you touch your brush to the color, you're going to go right here to the frame of the face, and you're going to stipple, or you're going to just dust a little, splash a little color right here. And then with your fingers, you're going to work it in a circle. Now if you ever look in a fashion magazine right now, blusher is kind of out. You don't see a lot of blusher on the models' faces. You want just a very small amount of color back here, and you're going to just work that with your finger, just soften it down nice, and then with your brush, you're going to work it in this direction. Not bringing it any closer than 2 fingers width, and then I want you to draw an imaginary line from the end of your nose to the end of your ear. And don't let that blusher fall any lower than that, because blusher placed too low on the face brings the face down. Okay? Now, I'll come around and I'm going to show you some colors, and I'll show you how I use my color logic to pick some colors that are good for you, and then I'll give you your color and let you start working with it. Now, the way we use the color logic, Melinda, first of all, we would determine your skin tone. We already know it's ivory because you're a bisque ivory. So then we're going to determine your hair color, and also whether or not you want to wear warm or cool colors. Now tonight you have on a neutral outfit, So you can go either warm or cool. Now, thinking about your wardrobe and what you usually wear to work, would you say that you pick colors from the warm or the cool family?
Cool.
The cool? Okay. So all we have to do here is, this is the ivory for your skin tone, cool for your color preference. Then we're going to wheel in your hair color, because we know our hair color has a lot to do with the colors of glamour we wear. So that's going to be you about right here. Now on your cheeks, for cool, we have three choices. We can go azalea or wild rose, and those are powders, or we can do rosewood, which is a cream. Of those three, which one do you think you would feel the most comfortable in?
Azalea.
Azalea? Okay, well, we'll get some out and let you start using it. When you put your color on your brush like that, get the excess off on your hand. Okay, otherwise you're going to have this big glob like this on your face. Okay, so get it off. Use your back of your hand as a palette before you touch it to your skin. Now, with the blusher, Linda, if you'll notice in your mirror, here we can tell where it ends and it begins. It's just a little bit too strong and heavy for your face shape. So all you would need to do is just take your sponge and saturate the loose powder in the sponge, like so, and you just press it into the skin like that, and see how it just softens it out. You can't even tell now where it begins and ends. You just got this nice little frame of color, but it's not gaudy or too heavy or whatever. Okay?
Okay.
Now that your blusher is on, the ultimate test again is to take up your mirror, hold it up, make sure that we can't tell where it begins and ends. Everything's very soft and nicely blended, and back. All right? And remember how well that loose powder worked, because that's how you fix any mistake. It doesn't matter if you have just this big red blob of color on your face. You can tone it down with your loose powder. And all our powder is translucent, and it's non-comedogenic, and it is good for your skin. It's healthy to wear. Now we're ready to move to your eyes. Now here again with your eyes, I will show you how we're going to pick your colors. Linda Jo, your color is bronze, and you're in the warm family. So here again, we take our wheel, we wheel in your hair color. We're in the kind of auburns. And you would be able to choose from any of these eyeshadows. Now, in your current brand and in your normal lifestyle, what colors do you typically use on your eyes?
Misty Pine.
Like a green?
Misty Pine.
Okay. And do you use a lighter color, a highlighter of any kind? Okay. Say something like a peach or a spun silk?
More like the spun silk.
More like the spun silk? Okay. Let me see your eye color for just a second. How about let's do a little experimenting?
Okay,
Would you like to do that? Okay. Well, I think what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of a peach and maybe some shimmering rust. Okay, just for some experimentation. Now, when you're using your eye color, tonight, again, is the learning time, and we're just learning how to control color. At your checkup appointment, we're going to be able to take a little bit more time and experiment with more color combinations, more highlighting techniques, and remember, I will show you at your checkup appointment how to blush, how to contour according to your facial shape. Tonight, we just learned how to control it. On your eyes, we're going to use your lighter color, your highlighter, basically all over the lid. And I'm just going to call that your eye wash. It's just like a foundation color for the eye, just a base color, a light color, all over the eyelid and up underneath the brow. That's going to be your first color. And then for your second color, your accent color, we're just going to work it in a little V in the corner. You'll notice it just starts about midway across the bottom, the top lashes, and then up on the bone. You can find your crease just by finding the edge of your eye bone, just where the eye starts. Okay? So we're going to go in a little V there, and you'll notice that when it's blended, you really do not see stripes on the eyes. You just see a nice blending of color. So we're going to learn how to just control that color tonight and work with this technique. Normally at a skincare class, I do not do eyebrows. That's something that I save for the checkup appointment, and that is something that you can say to your guest, is that you will spend more time with their brows at the checkup appointment. However, tonight on this tape I would like to demonstrate how to use the pencil, and we'll use Beverly as our example. She has a very nice brow, but as with many people, the brow is very light in certain areas. And so what we're going to do with the pencil is we're going to use it just to fill in, and this also gives a lot of shape to her face and allows us to do a lot more with her eyes. When you're using a pencil, basically what you're going to do is just use a little light feather stroke, just like you were sketching a picture. And you just basically follow the natural arch. I'm going to lift it just a little bit, and you always start the eyebrow just directly above the corner of the eye, which hers does, and then we're going to lay the pencil along the nose, along the corner of the eye, and the eyebrow should reach that point, which again it does. So we really are not changing the shape as much as we're just filling in and giving her a little bit of lift and shape. And then once we have this penciled in, then we can just take the brow brush and brush it, and it'll look very natural and very soft, and you would have to be right up against her and staring at her eyebrows to actually know that she didn't have the pencil on. We're going to do a nice thin line right along the top, and you really don't want to worry about making a mistake, because you're going to take a Q-tip in a few minutes and you're going to smudge all this in with your shadow. So just a nice thin line, and you're going to sketch it just like we did with the eyebrow a few minutes ago. And then underneath, look to the ceiling, you're going to go under the bottom lashes, not on the little ridge next to your eye. And you're going to make it wider in the corner and then taper it as it comes in toward the nose. And since your eyes are small, we're only going to go about halfway. And for evening, you can really extend this and make it even wider, close, and smudge this and really just make it very sultry and smoky. We could even go in here with a little black onyx shadow and make that even nicer. But we'll just go back over it with a Q-tip, and then it'll just blend right in with your shadow. Okay. On your mascara, what you want to keep in mind is that when you're using your mascara, you won't want to pull your wand out and put it back in several times, because what happens each time you pull the wand in and out, it puts bacteria into your container, and your mascara has a tendency to spoil. And mascara does have a shelf life. You really want to replace your mascara tube about every 4 to 6 months. So what I advise you to do is to take your disposable mascara wand, and we're going to put it in, but we're not going to just pump it, we're going to twist it. By the act of twisting, it coats the brush nice and even for you, and then we are not at the risk of drying the product out or putting bacteria into our container. Now when you're doing your eyes, basically what you want to do is you want to start with your bottom lashes first, because when you're doing your bottom lashes, your top lashes many times touch your shadow at the top, and then you have wet mascara spots in your shadow. And if that happens, don't panic, just smudge it and it'll look just like shadow when you smudge it. But let's do the bottom lashes first, and then we'll go back and do the top lashes. And the optimum word here is more. When you think you've got enough on, do more. Eyes are very sexy right now. Remember we talked about the cheeks. There wasn't a lot of blusher. You don't see a lot of blusher right now. But eyes are very, very sexy, very dark, lots and lots of shadows. And I know, Linda Jo, you just love that because eyes are sexy. And lips, and lips are very full and also very pouty and very sexy. So we'll work on your lips as well, Linda Jo. Okay, now with your eyes, you want to keep in mind that basically tonight I just taught you how to control color. And you can really use the black onyx and all those really deep colors if you just learn to work them, be careful with them, and learn to brush them. Now at your second facial, we can experiment with different colors than you used tonight, and I'll also show you how to use a brown and black mascara together to have more of a full, richer, longer look to your lashes. We'll also work with your brows at that particular time, and I'll show you how to work with highlighter around your eyes. That can make all the difference in the world as your highlighter. So those are things that you can look forward to at your checkup appointment. Now tonight with your lip color, basically what we're going to do is I'm going to teach you how just to apply the color with your little disposable brush that's on your tray. And if you are used to a lip liner, I will certainly go ahead and allow you to use one, but normally I save that for the checkup appointment, showing you how to make your lips look smaller or larger by using your lip liner pencil. Okay? Now your lipsticks do come in a tube, but we do encourage you to use a brush with them because you can get a more closer application with them, and they will fit in your little handy dandy compact if you want to carry them in your purse with your blushers and eyeshadows. When we're using a lip liner pencil, basically what we want to do is just follow the natural shape of the lip. But if you're wanting your lips fuller, then you would just go to the very bottom of the natural lip line and just extend it. You don't want to really go down on the face, but just that would look really strange, wouldn't it? Okay, but we're just going to just go to the bottom of the natural lip line and then fill in. Part your lips for me just a tad bit. Just like you were coloring in a coloring book, you outline your picture first, and then you fill it in with your color. Now when we're doing the top lip, we want to bring out the little cupid's bow at the top of your lip. Shh! When we're doing your top lip, we want to just bring out the little cupid's bow in the center, the little heart shape. That's very sexy. Okay, don't smile. Okay, part your lips for me. It's very hard for someone else to do your lips, I know, because it tickles, first of all. But see this little cupid's bow here in the center, this little heart shape. And then we just go in, again, fill that color in like so. Now, once you go, okay. And just fill it in. And then you can cover that with a gloss, a pearl, or a natural, or just leave it as so. Okay? That did turn out very nice on you. Okay? Well, didn't like my liner over here. Can you handle it? Now, is that more bright, and is that too bright for you? Okay, before we finish our class, I'd like for you to pick up your cards for me. And down again in the lower right-hand corner, make sure that you have all your colors listed for your eyes, your lips, and your liner pencils. And we'll take just a moment and do that, and then we'll be ready to finish out our class. Okay, now this is my favorite part of class, and that is where we're going to do compliment time, because some of you never saw each other before tonight, and I do not want to just stand here and give you my opinion, and then you have your opinion, but let's get each other's opinion. So we're going to start first with our hostess, Beverly, and I'd like for everyone here to look at Beverly's makeup, and I want you to be real honest with her and tell her what you like the best about her look this evening. Okay?
I like her eyes, but I also like her lips. Her eyes really come out. They look good.
The extra liner. Remember we did the double liner. And that was more than she was accustomed to. Okay?
And the lipstick also.
Linda,
Her
what do you...
cheek color brings out, I think, brings out her eyes more too.
Okay. What do you like the best, Linda?
I agree with all the above.
Okay.
I like the
Just a
eyes.
total polished look for her?
Total polished look.
I think the eyebrows made a big difference.
Right. I like the enhancing of the eyebrows.
Probably one of the things I would do to check up facial, Beverly, is I would actually go with darker shadows, and I'd take them higher on your eyes. And then the highlighter, I think, is going to do a whole lot to brighten the face as well. What do you all think of her foundation color?
I love it.
Okay. That's good. You have a very polished look altogether.
Thank you.
Okay, how does it feel?
Wonderful.
So? Okay, very good. Now we have our Brand X user here. Linda Jo, I want you all to be honest with her now and tell her what you like the best about the way she looks this evening.
I love her eyes and her lips. I like her lips.
Her lips?
Do you?
I like the complete polish look
Yeah.
that she gets. Because you want to go to her eyes, down to her lips, back up to her eyes.
Okay. And her skin looks very smooth.
Yes.
I think that we picked a good foundation color with that powder. I was a little bit concerned. I think you knew I was a little bit concerned about that golden bronze, but with the powder on top of it.
It just,
And she has great brows anyway, and I think the brows just really are very accentuated. I'd like to see you in highlighter. I'll be looking forward to your checkout facial because I'd like to see you in that highlighter. How does it feel to you?
It's great.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
Good. All right, now let's do Belinda. And she's never used Mary Kay before tonight, and let's tell her what we like the best about her.
She's like a different person.
Okay, what's different? What do you see that's
More
different?
color. Kind of like me, I guess. More color.
Just don't you notice that lip color can really brighten you? It can take age off your face.
right.
And I like you in those brighter colors. And she has beautiful eyes anyway,
Yes.
but those eyeshadows were a good choice. What do you think?
I'm happy with it.
Feel good?
The lips are real bright.
They look good. They look good, though.
do.
And an intensity controller is a product in our line. It comes in a tube, and until you get accustomed to the brighter colors, you can actually take the intensity controller and put it on top of your lipstick or under it, and it tones it down. So you probably have some colors at home that you just don't use because they're too bright. You can use that with them. All right, let's do Linda.
Oh, she always looks good.
She does have one of those immaculate
I've
faces.
never, oh, she does, but I've never seen her in the warm colors before. I've always seen her in the cool colors, so that looks nice, though.
Very, very nice.
Looks good. She looks nice.
See me? Don't know.
But her skin is so flawless. It truly, truly is. It's just very, very
Praise the
smooth.
Lord for Mary Kay.
Okay, now we know how to use it, and we've got our colors picked out, and now I'm going to tell you how to get it. Okay, I'd like for you to take a look at your paper and focus on the right-hand side to the complete collection. If you were to say to me tonight during your private consultation, I just really would like to get everything that I need to A, take care of my skin, my skin supplements, my nighttime products, and then get a nice glamour wardrobe, a couple of blushers, a couple of lip colors, some eye pencils, etc. Then that set would be called the complete collection. It looks something like what we have sitting on the table here tonight. Now, even though we did not learn about all these products here tonight, that is the purpose of that second facial, for me to come in and teach you how to use your skin supplements and help you with more colors. But if you asked me that question and you wanted your whole makeup wardrobe and your skincare, then that set would run right around $170 to $175. Now, I realize that most women do not go out and spend that much at one time. We spend $20, $30, $40, $50 at a time, but not that much perhaps at a time. But I want you to keep a couple important facts in mind. If we were going to a fancy party, by the time we bought our dress and our shoes and had our hair done, maybe our nails done, bought our jewelry and accessories, we would spend at least that or more for one outfit for one evening that you would probably never wear again. This is something for your face that you're going to wear every day of your life. And also, when you first meet me, many times the first purchase is anywhere from $30 to $60. And then the next few months, you're going to spend $20, $30, $40 each time that you see me or you're giving me a call, and by the end of 6 to 8 month period, you've spent $200 with me, but you didn't get anything free. And if you decide tonight to purchase the complete collection and treat yourself to it, then I do give you our $40 Sable brush set free. Now, these brushes are the ones that you see in the fine department stores under lock and key and under the glass counter that would run you anywhere from $8 to $20 a brush. And you have your 8-piece brush set and the acrylic holder, which normally retail for $40. You can purchase them, and you also can earn them as a hostess, but I do give them with a complete collection purchase if you decide to do that tonight. Now, the second set I would like to show you is in the middle, and it's called the Basic Skincare Plus Basic Glamour. This is everything you have on your face right now. It gives you your skincare set, plus your compact with your shadows, your compact with your blushers, your pencils, your mascara, and everything that we use tonight. If we added it up, it would come to right around $124.50. Again, it's personalized based on what you use tonight. For example, you used an eyebrow pencil and you did not, so that would be in your set and would not be in your set. With the Basic Skincare Plus Basic Glamour, I will give you the tray that you see at the end of the table to hold all your items in the bathroom so that they're nice and handy and comfortable to use. And that will be your gift with purchase. Now, the last set that you see on your left is the Basic Skincare set, and as I told you earlier in the evening, I will not break that set for you because it's just doing you an injustice and it's not helping your skin, and I basically would just be taking your money. The Basic Skincare set is $56. If you are a Formula One foundation user, it will be $62 because your compact would need to be added in with it. Now, the Basic Skincare, again, to refresh your memory, consists of your cleanser, your mask, your freshener, your moisturizer, and your Day Radiance shade. It does not include your touch-on concealer nor your loose powder. That would be extra. Now, with any of these purchases, keep in mind I have all the products with me tonight, and you're going to get to take them home and use them in the morning. And I also will be seeing all of you again in 2 weeks for your checkup appointment. Now, at that time, you have a choice of having friends there with you and being a hostess and earning more free products, because tonight you just saw a small sampling of what we offer in Mary Kay. We have a complete body care, hair care, nail care line, and fragrances. So you would have an option then of earning some of those products for yourself if you decide to share your checkup facial with a few friends. Remember, no more than 5. Now, I would like to talk with you just a couple of minutes now about how to be a hostess. I think we all got the idea from Beverly tonight. All I need is your table, a light, and some running water. But for being a hostess, you're going to earn free product based on how much you sell in outside orders or how much you sell at your skincare class. You will receive 10% of my sales just for letting me use your home and meet your friends. 15% if one of your friends decides to schedule a class, and 20% if 2 people. And I think you'll agree after tonight that you usually have no trouble getting 1 or 2 bookings because everybody finds it enjoyable and fun, and it's not a lot of work. So take this home with you, and you're more than welcome to keep it and look at it, and then I'll be working with you. If you do decide to schedule a class with me tonight, I'll be giving you a packet to take home. Now, what we're going to do is, while Beverly serves refreshments, I know some of you need to leave, so what I'd like to do is to take the person who needs to leave the quickest, and I will do the third part of my presentation, and that's your private consultation, where I will make sure that you're pleased with your colors, and I'll talk with you privately about those things that you would like to purchase tonight. And I appreciate you all. You have been a wonderful group, and I'll look forward to seeing you all again.